My name is Shiro Komu and I'm the founder of Zazi. Zazi is a women empowerment platform and we are based in Nairobi, Kenya.
My name is Brenda Ogera of Ogera Law. Ogera Law is a legal firm based in Karen in Nairobi, Kenya.
My name is Disi Obanda of Jurabox. Jurabox is an African social enterprise specifically around the law. We exist to unbox the law to make the important things simple. Welcome to episode 2 of Ladies and the Law. Back here with your boss babes, Brenda. And Wanjiro.
Hey!
Okay, so today we are just diving in and going to talk about things that are deep, disturbing, absolutely important. The topic today is sex and the law. So, while sex is supposed to be a pleasurable topic, when you combine it with the law, there's a lot that's disturbing that's related to sex. So let's start by talking about the things that have been happening in Kenya of late, the stories that we've been reading about or seeing on the news about young women who have been preyed on and either raped and killed or sexually assaulted. So let's talk about Velvin Nongari, young lady about 24, only child. She goes on a date with somebody and ends up with her spinal cord broken in 3 places, and she goes to hospital and she doesn't make it. What emotion is that evoking in you? For me, it's just are people animals or it's anger.
Yeah.
It's anger.
Yeah.
What are you feeling?
Yeah, it's crazy that these things are happening with people that we actually know and people that we actually relate to, perhaps even on a day-to-day basis. A woman should never lose her life, because of a man's needs or sexual desires of for whatever it is that guy did to this lady. It's very unfortunate, to be honest. Yeah.
I think I have personally moved from being emotional about it to just, as DC, it's just anger.
Yeah.
Which, it's, how else can we respond to this, really?
And you want to ask yourself, what exactly did he do to her to break her back like that?
And even what informed his thinking into wanting to do that in the first place? Like, what did she do that made him that sick for him to do such acts?
But the question is what did she do?
Or not do?
Or what is his issue?
What's wrong with this person?
I think the problem is himself. For you as a human being to look at another human being like they're less than.
You are an object.
To push you to do such harm or damage to a person like that.
But
my goodness,
even before the rape, there's a lot that is going on social media, which makes you even aware of things you might not even have been aware of. So you're walking in town and some random dude just grabs your hand, like sasa sister or whatever
and
it is.
It's supposed to be fine.
And it's okay, and that has been normalized. And, you'll talk
unfortunately,
you'll talk to someone. You're like, actually, you might not even raise it to anyone because it's normal. It's what happens to you when you go to town, right?
Yes.
Or you're on the street and someone is catcalling you. Like, those are such normal things. They've been normalized already. And you see that someone trying to push that boundary. So before it even gets to rape, it has started way before, where someone is already pushing, push. I don't see men being like, sasa bro, some random person, like to another man to man. Like, or you're in your car and someone is like, bro, Sam. Like, no, it doesn't happen, but it happens to girls and to women. So it has been normalized, and I think it just needs to even go back to, that is not okay. right?
It's not.
Yes.
That is not fine. Nothing is fine. Someone grabbing you, that's not fine. This is my body, you know. This is mine. Not you have no right to it.
Yes, you have no agency over it.
In any way, yes.
I was listening to the minister for, I think, gender or something no, not Kenyan, in Singapore, and he was talking about a new initiative that he has, which is educating young men or young people about sex and sexual rights, and the values of the nation from when they are young. So that perhaps later in life they understand things a bit better, and they don't do the things that they do. So he said, on one hand, we are being very tough on crime, on this kind of crime, but on the other hand, we have an initiative to educate our men and our young boys from when they are younger.
Very important.
Very
important.
It's necessary because even in parenting, there are a lot of things that boys get away with because they are just boys. You know.
And let him be boys a boy. Will always be boys.
Him, you know. And what you're doing is communicating that boys have, more leeway to be whatever it is, really, But on this side, girls are given very strict, guidelines as to how they should be.
Sit.
What you should how to interact with boys and whatnot. Most importantly, there's some sex culture in Kenya, in the country. I don't know if it's, I could also say it's wide world, really, about guys knowing and having friends who actually have these, bad tendencies of, sexually assaulting young ladies or women, for that matter, and not calling them out on it. Because honestly, the challenge should be on our men as well. If you have a friend, you're probably seated with him at a pub, you're having your drinks, then this man just grabs a woman's, rear end. Honestly, it starts from there. Call out your boy.
Brenda,
call out your boy.
If it doesn't bother them enough to call, I feel like same.
Exactly.
Just going to
and that's
move from this to
that's
that.
how they defend themselves.
Then what is coming in handy?
Oh, definitions.
Let's talk about, when we talk about sex, let's go to the very beginning, the very foundations of how in the beginning there was
man and woman, literally.
Funny.
Adam and Eve.
But when you talk about sex in relation to the law, age comes in. So let's start from there. Let's start from the importance of the age of the parties that are having sex. What does that look like in the law, Brenda?
Legally speaking, sex is only regarded to be legal if the parties are 18 years and above of age, and of course if there's consent in it. So those are two special things.
If you're under 18, you've been having illegal sex.
Yes, highly illegal.
It is not illegal.
Yes, not at all. So those two aspects have to be there in combination. Consent has to be there, and age matters. So by the time you are thinking of engaging in coitus with somebody, you have to establish the age first. And of course, the person has to be a willing partner. So Itisha ID. Very key. Very key. Very key.
Original.
Original ID. It's not happening.
So if there are two 16-year-olds who are okay, I feel like you need to be aware to give consent, right?
Yes.
Or the word might not be mature, but old enough to understand what consent is. It's not we are having sex because everyone is having sex around us. It's I'm ready, I'm okay with us having sex, right? So when they are 16, both of them are 16.
What's
but we are okay with it.
They may be okay with it, but they should not be engaging in it at all.
Okay.
At all.
So that's illegal.
So that's
still
illegal.
No.
Still no. Still no. Whether you're Romeo and Juliet, not happening.
Okay. Skew it a bit. 18 and 17.
18 and 17, that's statutory rape.
Ooh.
The lady is 18, 17. If that, yeah.
Okay, so they're in Form 4 together and something happened.
Yes.
And one is 18, one is 17.
That is sexual, that is rape, really.
Namaste. There's a chihuahua.
Now let's move beyond that to this word that we keep saying, which is consent. No is no.
And
No is no.
Yes.
Yeah. So
and yes can also turn into a no later.
And no is
Yes, and that no will override the initial yes. Have we made sense?
Yes.
say that again for me. Say that again for
No
me.
is no, and a yes may eventually end up to be a no.
Yeah.
And that no will now override the initial yes. So basically, let's put it into context.
Okay.
Yeah. I go to visit my boyfriend, and we start making out. Yeah. I'm in it for the making out.
Yes.
But you start touching me different. Dude, stop. We're not doing that. Yeah. So that no, please just stop.
That's
there.
it.
That's it.
And the
That's
initial yes was really about making out.
It
not
was really
having
about
sex.
making out and not sex. Yeah.
There's a way to establish whether consent has been freely given.
Yeah. Because it needs to be freely given.
Yes.
Because forced consent is
Still assault. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Or when you're, under threat.
Yeah.
Or you're intimidated into saying yes, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
Those are still
They still don't amount to a yes, to consent.
Yes.
They do not.
So consent has to be freely given.
It has to be freely given without any pressure,
Without any pressure.
without any coercion.
And it has to be informed too.
Yes.
I need to know that
Yes.
this is what we are going to do.
Yeah. Yeah.
It can be, what Brenda was saying, we're making out and then just
It turns
it's
into
not
something
automatically,
Somebody also said it needs to be enthusiastic.
it has to be.
It should be. Really, that's what it should be about,
Yes. So now that we've dispensed with that, I think, we've understood what consent is. Brenda, if you could take us through legally, what act or what bit of legislation covers sex and sexual offenses, and what different ones exist? Because I know for most people it would be rape.
Rape, yes.
Yeah.
And
True.
then do they understand what rape is?
Yes, yeah.
And if it wasn't rape, but it was
Something that didn't feel right.
that didn't feel right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Where are we?
What was
that?
it?
Yeah.
And is it covered by law?
Yeah.
Yeah, Brenda, tell us.
If we talk about statutory provisions, we have the Sexual Offences Act. That is one legislation that covers sexual offences vastly. Yeah. So if you're not sure about what happened, you can always refer to that act and just get to know where
online?
exactly, and it's online.
Okay.
So you can just get to know where exactly.
www.kenyalawreports.com.
Or kenyalaw.org.
Yes. Kenyalaw.org. Sorry. Yes, Sexual Offences Act of 2006.
14, I think.
2014. I'm sorry. What does it say about rape? What does it say about all these other offenses that are sexual?
Yeah, of course, the big question is always rape. Yeah, because that is the first thing that comes to mind when somebody thinks about somebody did wrong by me and I didn't feel right. So the rape is basically when somebody intentionally causes a penetration of his genital parts to penetrate a person. So that then is, that is defined as rape. And it has to be intentional, of course.
So, Brenda, if the person is a child, would that also be considered rape?
Oh, no, that would be defilement.
That would be defilement.
So
that's where defilement
So it's
comes
the same
in.
thing, but now of a child.
Yes.
So when it's a 25-year-old man intentionally causing his, genital area to penetrate a woman unlawfully, of course, without consent of that woman, then that is rape. But when the same man does that to a child, then it is referred to as defilement. Yeah. Okay. So defilement basically refers to minors.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's rape. What about there was penetration, but maybe it was not his genitals?
That would be referred to as sexual assault, by the way, because that also happens a lot. Yeah.
Yes.
So somebody thinks because I didn't, penetrate you with my genital areas, but I grabbed you. That is nothing.
Assault.
But it is actually sexual assault, and you can actually sue for that. Yeah.
Which is gateway to rape, really.
Yeah. That's how it starts. That's how it starts.
Do we need to start that bit from the beginning again?
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Heavy breakfast.
And okay.
Just going back to these offenses, okay? So we've discussed rape, defilement, sexual assault. My imagination is that there are many categories or many different offenses, so that if one thing was not done, but there's something that was actually done that was not right, it is covered within the law.
Yeah.
What other offenses are there?
I would want to highlight the fact that not all these offenses relate to the female gender.
Okay.
Yes, we need to also bring that out, because these offenses nowadays happen to even our young boys, our brothers and whatnot, and it is something that needs to be talked about. Yeah, so we have sodomy, where a man tries to engage in coitus with a fellow man against his will, or a boy, which is still defilement, and that is just not right. So those are things that we also need to highlight.
What of attempted? The offenses within the act that are attempted this and that. What are the parameters for an attempted sexual offense?
For attempted sexual offenses to be proven, it's a bit hard. And that's a challenge that even the prosecutors are having, by the way, because I discussed this with a fellow colleague who actually practices as a prosecutor, and she mentioned it, and it's something that perhaps we need to look at, because for you to even prove attempted rape or attempted defilement, then you have to either be caught in the act, and that's the only way that now you can prove that happened, or it's basically your word against this accused person's word, which is a bit too hard to prove. So for defilement, they always take the word of the child. If a child can stand in court and basically say, he touched me perhaps inappropriately on my breasts or my bum or other places, and he probably unleashed something of his. He whipped it out.
Speaking of which, that is an offense.
It is an offense. It is an offense. It can be prosecuted, and you will be imprisoned.
So if you're
honestly, there are also too many videos of men just pleasuring themselves in the middle of the street.
Really?
I don't know
what
why.
Is that about? Men are gross. Some men, please. Some men are gross.
We do not like men on this on this podcast.
Yeah,
but what's the name of that offense? What's the name of that offense?
Which one? Attempted defilement.
Indecent exposure.
Indecent exposure.
Indecent exposure. Yes.
Yeah.
So please keep yourself covered.
Wait till you get home.
Yes,
kindly.
and wait till you get.
Do it behind a closed door, please.
Okay.
We don't want to see that. It's nasty.
So you've mentioned something that is important. That is the next thing which we are discussing, which is the challenges with some of
yes.
these offenses, or actually the challenges of finding justice in relation to these offenses.
But I think this, even before we get to the challenges, I think it would be good for Brenda to just give us an idea of how we, in the unfortunate event this happens, how you report this, what's the right channel.
Oh, excellent.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah.
Absolutely. So, yes, it has happened. Where do you start?
Yeah.
It's very unfortunate that, you know, once this has happened, you're feeling very dirty, you're feeling, you know, very grossed out, you're feeling assaulted.
Yeah.
You still have to start with the police station.
Oh.
That is the unfortunate bit.
No, I can't
So
run to the hospital.
you cannot run to the hospital, and remember, you should not at any one time bathe. Yeah.
No.
So because that will wash away evidence basically that you will definitely need to rely on for the prosecution of this heinous crime against the accused. So
That's
first thing you do is basically run to the police station, let them know. If you are still at least properly dressed, you can go like that. If you have torn clothes and whatnot, you can carry them, put them in a bag, have a change of clothes, but at any time do not shower. Yeah, do not shower. So you will start with the police station, you will put your report down, and then they'll do a P3 for you. Then now you can proceed to the hospital. Good thing is at the hospital, they'll take good care of you. There's a drug they'll give you to at least prevent HIV from you. I mean, for you to prevent the contraction of HIV. Yes. And as well as pregnancy. Yeah, exactly. So in hospital, they'll take good care of you. At the police station, perhaps that's another challenge that we now need to talk about.
That's what I want to bring out. Because, I mean, we, as a woman, you've been to a police station, maybe. If you're lucky, yes. Yeah. You haven't been if you're lucky. But police are not the friendliest people.
They're not.
Number one, right?
They're not,
and especially in, you know, a case like this, probably you'll go find a male policeman at the desk there.
Who is not empathetic.
Yes, who's a man still.
Isn't there a sexual crimes unit? Or at least
there
officers
should be.
at every station
There
that
should
are
be.
trained
There are people who actually
to handle
try
these
to.
cases?
Yes, there should be.
So should you go and ask for, you know, someone from the
statement that you will write is the same statement. You know, first of all, you do the OB.
Yes.
So when you walk to a police, when you on the occurrence book, when you walk to the police station, basically, the first thing they do is record your brief statement of facts.
Okay.
It's never the detailed one. So that's
statement of facts is basically what happened to you.
Yes, what happened to you, and that's what's recorded in the OB, the occurrence book. Sorry.
Okay.
Yeah. So when that has happened, now you can be given an IO, later an investigating officer.
Okay.
Yeah, somebody who will now take down your statement now in detail, and together with the prosecutors help determine whether your case merits a prosecution, like, you know, basically if it can go to court and stand, you know, exactly,
so
on its own two legs.
Do you go to the hospital right after the OB, or you have to see the investigating officer?
They'll do a P3 for you, then you go to the hospital immediately. The IO comes much later. After now you've been taken care of at least. Yeah, you're well.
That's good to know.
Now,
people keep hearing P3. What is P3?
P3 is always a statement purely of, you know, of facts in terms of injuries, in terms of, yes, that you've suffered. Yeah. So it's just notes of, you know, your condition. Yes. Yeah.
All right.
But it's really, I think, can be difficult though, you know. I mean, we need to be
it is
to challenge ourselves.
Honestly, we should challenge the system, because for people who've just gone through such a crime.
Yes.
Honestly, if you can just go straight to hospital, let a police be summoned to come to you, you know, that would be awesome.
Or even though you need to go to the police station directly, can we, I don't know, find people who are empathize with us, you know?
Yes, and
like,
people who
this happened to you. You know, I mean, I know it's the cop's job to ask questions to understand, you know, what's happening, but it can be really, and you know, this is the small percentage that will actually get to the police station.
Oh yes.
Because many
do not report.
Many will not.
Do not.
You know, it's this situation where you feel shame. I don't know why, because it has happened to you. You didn't do anything to warrant this. You're scared, obviously, because, you know, different cases. Maybe it's someone of authority, you know, it's someone, I don't know, who has more power than you.
Yeah, a very close family member.
Or someone so close to you, you know. Someone,
and it's unbelievable that they would do that to
so
you.
You feel shame, you're scared. You know, even in the society that we live in, you know, you might even go tell an auntie of yours, even your mom, in certain cases, and it's someone within the family, and they're like, wacha tusiaibishe familia, and that happens a lot, you know.
Yes, so many times.
It really does. So
crazy.
This is that small percentage that gets to the police station, right? There are so many other cases that are at home, and you're living with this person every day, and it affects you very deeply. And I know there is no, you know, the legal part applies when you report, right?
Yeah. Yes.
But there are these other
when you report.
these other things that actually limit the number of people who get to the police station. And I think that's just for women, for us to find ways to just, you know, first create awareness that this you are wearing a short skirt that doesn't warrant you
at all
to get raped,
to
or
get
assaulted.
raped,
Like what
or
you wear
sexually
is
assaulted,
what you wear is up to you, really. It's a free world, you know. You went on a date with someone, he bought you drinks, still no, you didn't do anything.
Shiro, what else do you feel like a young or a woman would be looking at and say, you've said wonderful things, but this is the reason why I cannot access justice?
I think the issue goes even before the access, way back to the kind of society that we exist in. It's a very unequal society. We live in a patriarchal society, really, you know. So ideally, men have power, men have money, men have this and that.
They have the rights.
So when this happens to you, even you at the back of your mind, you're like, like, will I just
but
be
don't women have
myself?
money and power?
No, we do.
True.
We are quite empowered, and we've made really good steps towards that.
True.
But I keep saying, you know, empowerment is beyond money. It's beyond you going to an office. It's beyond, you know, you driving your own car. Like that is some sort of empowerment. But the mental empowerment is the thing that we are still, you know, lagging behind on. You know, that you have the same opportunities as this person.
And same rights.
You know, same rights as this person. That part, we are still yet to make, you know, good moves. A lot of work has been done on, you know, financial and economical empowerment, greatly.
Very true.
You know, we still have a lot more work to do, for sure, but we've made good steps. But the mental empowerment, I think, is still lacking, to be honest. For me to be like, okay, this can't happen to me and I'm quiet about it, I'll do what I need to do so that this person ends up where they're supposed to end up. I think that is the difficult part. You know, rape is not a thing that affects just us. You know, me, I'm someone's daughter, I'm someone's wife, I'm someone's sister, you know.
Somebody's auntie.
So those things, a man is calling me. So if this thing happens to me, it affects all of us. It's a societal issue. When, you know, sex is weaponized against women, you know, and I feel like at this point it is just a way of bringing down the female gender, because the minute you get assaulted, your confidence just dwindles,
it drops,
your esteem, and this just, it doesn't affect that it's just this box. Your work life, your family life, your social life, you know,
absolutely.
It really affects you completely.
It's true, and even the way people look at you now is different. So that's actually another challenge out there, because the stigma that comes with this experience, it's just crazy. People look at you different. People look at you like, there's something wrong happened there.
But you see, the thing is, we need to normalize the fact that it's wrong.
And so, just to, I guess, you know, finish off. What are we challenging people to do?
I would personally want to challenge our men, our brothers, our fathers, our uncles, our men basically in the society, to just do better. just do better.
Do better.
Call out, report.
Call out, report.
Shame.
Let them know that what you're doing,
Even
the way they like calling themselves, bro, what you've done is wrong. You know, and that makes you fake.
Challenge is on our men, our boys, our brothers to stand with us. This is not a female issue. This is a societal issue. We can do better.
We can.
I think there's no better place to end. Thank you so much, ladies.
Thank you
Thank
as
you
well
for this conversation.
engaging conversation as well.
Awesome. Wonderful.